Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about the truth about flight delays as a CRA. So a lot of people email on the channel, comment underneath below the videos, or text on the number that we provided, asking about how they can be a CRA or they're interested in being a clinical research associate. And a lot of times, a lot of what you've heard probably out there in other episodes or in other videos is that, it sounds like a really, really great job. And of course it is. I'm currently a CRA and I currently think that, I'll be a CRA for a long time. But there are some downsides of being a CRA. And one of those is flight delays. When you're on the road, almost every single week in a month, I'd say probably about some months, it's crazy because some months is definitely every week, sometimes twice a week. Other months you may be off like a month or so, or a couple weeks or a week there. It's really nice to get a week when you're not traveling after you're traveling 4 or 5 times in a row. It's so crazy now that I even feel like almost antsy when I'm not on the road. I love being on the road. Life is great, but obviously one of the things that happens is flight delays. So a lot of times you're already taking like the last flight out of a city, or you're flying out, late because you have to go to a full day of work. So you might be flying after 6, 7, 8, and then there might be a delay, even 30 minutes, an hour. You may not end up getting home till like midnight, 1 a.m. Sometimes even later, depending. Sometimes you may even have to stay an extra day, which isn't all that bad if you have to stay at an airport hotel. But it really just depends on what company you work for and what they allow you to do. But obviously, one of the things you can't help is the delays of the flights. So that's one of the downsides of being a CRA is the delay in flight. If you have a family, it's going to be really tough on your family because they're expecting you to be home at a certain time on a certain day, and you're going to end up being way later. If you have small kids, it's going to be really tough for you. Even even if you're in a relationship or engaged or plan on getting married soon, it's really, really tough to balance all of that. Your spouse, unlike if they're not traveling a lot or travel a lot for work, it's gonna be hard for them to understand. And it's really hard for people to understand when your flights are constantly getting delayed. Now, of course, there's gonna be certain times of the year when that's gonna happen more. Sometimes you may not even be for a weather-related incident. It could be just malfunction on the plane and you have to wait. They couldn't get another plane or whatever the reason may be. So one of the things I recommend to combat that, and a lot of companies will pay for this, but also you could get it with your certain credit card or even mileage. If you have enough miles with your preferred airline, you could get it too, is lounge access. I strongly recommend lounge access for CRAs because when your flight is delayed, you have a place to go where you can get some good, strong Wi-Fi, because not every airport has good Wi-Fi. Sometimes they even limit you to how long you can even be on it. So I definitely recommend lounge access with whatever your preferred carrier is. They all have them. American, Delta, United, whatever your preferred carrier is, I recommend lounge access. So you can go in there, you can have a drink. They have food in there typically. They have snacks in there typically, water, soda, alcohol, and it's all included with your yearly fee. They typically start around $400, $400 to $500, and they can go up to anywhere $800, $900 depending on what membership you get. But a lot of times your company will pay for it because of the way you travel on the road as a CRA. A lot of companies will give them to executives, or they'll give them to people that travel, let's say, over 60% of the time of their allocated work time. And CRAs definitely qualify for that. So if they offer it, I would definitely take them up on it. Another thing you could do is get a credit card that gives you lounge access. So there's the credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Platinum cards. They give you lounge access. All of let's say your airline is Delta, you can get the Delta card and it'll give you lounge access. So it really just depends. There's lots of ways to get lounge access. There are other lounges out there like more private lounges like Priority Pass, which aren't everywhere. But typically the airline that you travel, if you get their airline lounge, that's going to be in a lot of the places that their planes are going, obviously. So I definitely strongly recommend that. And those tend to be bigger and a little bit nicer. So yeah, so flight delays are something that just comes apart with the job, and makes it tough, makes personal life tough sometimes. Traveling in and your flight's delayed and you have to end up missing plans with your friends, your significant other, or whatever it may be. But it's just part of the job. And I definitely take the cons with the pros, because I think the pros weigh out the cons any day when it comes to being a CRA. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. A lot of people have been talking about only the pros. I want to be a CRA, I want to be a CRA, but there are some cons. So I'm going to do a little bit more to shed the light on those in these episodes too, because I think a lot of times I've been talking about the pros of being a CRA. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're interested in any resume review services, you can email me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com, or you can comment down below one of these videos if you want to hear more about that. If you're interested in LinkedIn review or a interview preparation, you can email me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. Take care, guys.